Hello, everybody. I am Haley Lynn Gray, and I am your guide here through the Alchemy of Successful Online Marketing Summit. And I'm excited to bring you today's speaker. This is a dear friend of mine, Galit, Ventura, Rozen, and she is an award-winning international speaker, high-performance expert, and founder of Empowering University. She provides inspiring leaders the guidance and mentoring to become professional paid speakers through perfecting their keynote, branding, visibility, and how to find speaking gigs. And that's always like the hard part. People are like, how do I do this?
Yeah.
She is a well-known speaker on the topics of leadership, real estate, business, and the successful mindset. She graduated from the University of Nevada with a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration and obtained a master's degree in therapy with honors. Galit is the recipient of the TMG Silver State Award for Best Local Motivational Speaker. That's awesome. And has been named top 100 Women of Influence in a Women's Chamber of Commerce of Nevada Hall of Fame inductee for leadership. So welcome. I'm so honored to have you here with me today.
It's so much fun when we get together. I love it.
This is so much fun. It's really cool to, get to meet people online. And this is the Alchemy of Successful Online Marketing Summit. And so many people I have met really in the online space. And, so many amazing skills and backgrounds and stories.
Yes.
So this is really cool. So what you do is you help people figure out this whole speaking thing.
Yes. So a lot of women that come to me, they say, I love speaking, or I have a message to put forth, or I want to inspire. There's so many different places, and usually it comes from a place of serving and benefiting others. And they say, well, I don't know where to start. So I've been very blessed and very successful in my speaking career, even though it almost happened to me than something that I thought I was going to do. I never thought in my life I'd be doing this. And I thought, what a great way to pay it forward, to teach others how to do it as well.
Mm-hmm. And that's really the cool part here, is that, that servant's heart and that paying it forward and giving back to people. So if somebody wants to be a motivational speaker, where do they start?
So motivational speaker, professional speaker, meaning business or any other topic, it's amazing, because if you have an expertise, there's going to be a crowd out there that's going to be interested in hearing about it. So the first place that you would want to start is, if you are interested in getting out there in front of conferences, expos, conventions, businesses, corporations, you want to make sure that you are packaged. And I always kind of do this, because what happens is we have this message, and sometimes we have multiple messages, but we don't really understand that when someone's looking to hire someone to speak, and that's what we're talking about today, getting paid for your message, they're really looking at you for a very short period of time. They don't know you. They don't know who you are. They don't know your message. We want to make sure that you have all the pieces that you need to be looked at professionally. And you can almost compare it to a resume when you go on a job interview. When you're going on a job interview, they don't know who you are. All they have is one piece of paper. They look at that piece of paper in hopes, well, at least you hope, they'll reach out because of it. So think of the professional speaking credibility piece as that resume.
That's cool. And okay, so you get that resume together, that one sheet. What do you do after that?
Well, you want to have a resume, but in speaking, we call them, they have a little bit of a different terminology. So the first place that I would start is, I would really look at your bio. It's the first thing. I'm going to talk about about 5 or 6 things today that you really want to have completed to be put out there on the professional speaking circuit. So the first thing is the bio. Look at your bio and make it really, really an extension of who you are. So if somebody read that bio, they could say, oh, wow. Now, sometimes we switch around that bio and we change it as a speaker for different potential speaking gigs. So if I'm going to go speak on real estate, my bio might really focus on my real estate experience. If I'm going to speak on leadership, it might really focus on leadership experience. You want to make sure that if you're applying to special special places to speak, or you're sending it out to specific organizations, it's really targeted towards them. But then you want to have that generic bio. The generic bio that's going to have everything that you do, but as probably as minimized as possible, because you don't want people reading a 5-page bio. So you want to start there. Okay. And then the second piece, I'm just going to keep going. The second piece is you want to have what's called a speaker sheet. A speaker sheet is a 1-page, we'll call it kind of a speaker's resume. It's pretty, it has your picture on it, it has colors, it'll have some places you've spoken, your main keynotes that you like to talk about, because all of us have our main keynotes, even though most of us can speak about 100 topics. So I like to have 3 listed, so I look more focused. And on there you want to have your contact information, and you want to have a few of your awards, almost a condensed version. And so think of it as almost a 1-page brochure on you that you can send out, and they can get a really good feel for who you are.
Very cool. And so once you've got that put together, you start sending it out, people start looking at you. What are they looking for?
Well, the other pieces that you want to have, aside from the bio and the speaker sheet, is you want to have a speaker's reel. And a speaker's reel can be anywhere from 3 minutes to 6 minutes. I've seen it be shorter and longer, that really, really focuses on your strengths as a speaker. So for example, if you speak on leadership, real estate, and mindset, as I do, I have little pieces of speaking gigs that I actually have been a part of in my speaker's reel. I also have workshops that I've put on. So there might be a minute from here, a minute from there. There'll be some words on the screen that actually say leadership, and then I speak about it. I've got interviews on there. You want to piece together a speaker's reel that really shows that person that potentially would hire you your best, your absolute best. Because again, they're not going to talk to you until they first see the pieces that are going to show you as a credible professional speaker.
Absolutely. And then, okay, so you got that speaker's reel, you're ready to go. Now what?
The next piece that you have, and I know we're gonna get to the fun part, which is what do you do next? Because I'm gonna make sure that I give you some of my secrets today. But the next piece I really want you to have is what's called a press media kit. And it's exactly what it sounds like. The press media kit shows, have you been on television? Do you have published articles? Do you have a book that you've written? What awards have you received? What are your keynotes? It'll have your speaker sheet info, but it'll be much broader. So for example, my press media kit's about 4 pages long, also colorful, has my photo, has my tagline, has my information. This is a place where they're gonna see, wait, she's been interviewed on the news, she's been in local publications, she's spoken at different organizations. These are the pieces that you're going to want to have available. And what I really push is the last piece of this before we jump into the good stuff of how to get these gigs is you really want to make sure you have a speaker's profile. And there are a lot of websites out there that are very credible that are either speakers bureaus or set up for speakers profiles. They cost money. You want to pay for one because you want to be able to have all of your information in one place. Also, it comes up in search engines. So if somebody's looking for a speaker on leadership, it's possible that I'll pop up. And once you have all this information together, and I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. No, I've got through all of it. Yay. You want to now know you've got what I call the credibility piece done.
Mm-hmm. And what is the credibility piece?
The credibility piece is putting together all of this information on a speaker's profile. So when somebody's looking for you, first of all, let's say they found you on LinkedIn and they want to go to the link. So I have a link on there. The credibility are these pieces. So to be packaged as a professional speaker, you want to have all of this completed and done.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you get everything all packaged up and you're like, okay, I've got all my little package. Why aren't they finding? The
next piece is branding. You want to make sure that all of your branding, social media, websites, anything that your name is on, and I always tell people, Google yourself. What comes up when you Google yourself?
Mm-hmm.
It's such an interesting thing when you do that. It's good for you to know, because it's definitely the place that meeting planners, speaking bureaus, conventions go to search you out. So you want everything to match up. If you go to my LinkedIn, to my Facebook, to my Instagram, to my websites, everywhere it says professional speaker. In all of those places, you can get a feel for what my expertise is. You don't want one site to say you're an expert in one thing, and then another site to say you're an expert in another. It's okay to be an expert in multiple topics. Most of us are very multifaceted, but you want to make sure that your branding matches all of the things that you just put together to be a professional speaker.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things that I harp on a lot with people with their marketing in general, is that your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter, your LinkedIn, your website all need to tie together. It's not like you do them in complete isolation of one another. And if you try to do them in complete isolation of one another, it doesn't work very well. So you kind of have to get that team of horses together and all pulling in the same direction.
Yes, and for speaking, LinkedIn is huge. Aside from the speaker's profile companies out there, I use these speakers, but there's so many out there. You also want to make sure that LinkedIn, your bio, your awards, your everything that you're posting, LinkedIn is a really big place that people that are looking for speakers go to. Now, they might not even know who you are, and they might do something as simple as just searching at the top, professional speaker on women or leadership. And a lot of people are going to pop up. And if your LinkedIn profile does not look professional, if you're not posting things that go side by side with your expertise, they're not going to reach out to you. I cannot tell you how many people have reached out to me through LinkedIn to speak to me, to talk to me about potentially speaking in an event. So for me, my secret tip today is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is huge. And I upgraded my membership because I want to see who's viewing my profile. It's amazing how many people that are looking for speakers have viewed my profile. And it gives me an opportunity to know, and then it gives me an opportunity to follow up.
Absolutely. So what do you do to follow up with somebody if you see them looking at your profile?
Well, the speaking gig part of this, which is really what we're going to get into now, how do you find the speaking gigs, is going to be twofold. So if they're looking at my profile, I might look and see what's on their profile and say, oh, wait, they're part of a women's expo. Why don't I just send a message to them that says, hi, Cheryl, I noticed that you are an event planner for the Women's Expo in Texas. I wanted to forward my information to you and see if you might be looking for a speaker. Well, that's how I would do it. I would not reach out and say, I saw you looking at my profile. I would probably do it indirectly. But if they've already checked me out, they're going to know who I am. And that little piece is going to help me get in through the door to be able to find out if they are looking for a speaker. So that's the first thing that I would do if you see them looking at your profile. Now let's go to the other piece. Go up to the search on LinkedIn and write down the keywords that you love to speak about. So for example, for me, it's women entrepreneurs. So I go to the top, I write women entrepreneurs, and I might use the word expo, convention, conferences, and all these people pop up. Now, I am very big on building relationships. I do not like to spam people. So what I will do is I will ask to connect with them. I am sure that once they see professional speaker and it is in my title on LinkedIn, very important if this is what you want to do, they will see professional speaker and they'll probably check out my profile indirectly. And that's typically what happens, Haley. They turn around and they indirectly, because I connected with them. Now, I might like some of their posts, see if they're talking about some of the expos that are coming up, and then I'll send a message that says, hi, I noticed that you're involved in this expo. Here's my information if you would consider me for a future event. So I don't do this immediate. I like to build the relationship first. I like to give them an opportunity to look at who I am, because LinkedIn is such a professional site that I've noticed it's so different than the other social media sites. Hugely different. Hugely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, hugely. And also, very big tip. Do not get frustrated if you message somebody on LinkedIn and they don't get right back to you. The decision makers are busy. I have one speaking gig that I'm doing next month in Texas. I probably sent 5 messages just to follow up before they even got back to me. And I left it alone. I didn't do it a lot. I did it once a month. Hi, I just wanted to follow up again and see if you had anything coming up that you I might benefit you in, or have you had a chance to look at my speaker's profile or speaker's reel? And I have to tell you, what happens with the people at the top is they typically are so busy until they need a speaker. And then the second they need a speaker, they'll say to themselves, oh, wait, this one person messaged me and she speaks on leadership. Let me see if I can find that message. And sometimes I'll get a message back months later, months. So I don't want you to get frustrated. I just need you to recognize to get speaking gigs on your own takes diligence and patience.
And that's a good point, is the diligence and patience part, and sticking with it. I mean, so many parts of business, people will start and then they do it for 30 days or, a few weeks, and they get really frustrated. Oh, well, that didn't work. So you're saying some of your best speaking gigs are coming up months, like 3, 6, 9 months later.
Yes. Keep doing the work and recognize that a lot of these organizations, companies, expos, conferences, whatever you want to call them, they're booking out 8 to 9 months from now. So do not get frustrated, because it's possible that something will show up later. And also know that we're talking today about the credibility pieces, which we already covered, but this is really about the visibility piece. And the visibility piece is, are you doing the work? Are you making posts that show you're a professional speaker? Are you posting about your expertise? Published articles. Even if they're not published, write an article and put it on LinkedIn, because they really, truly show them as an article. When you're visible and you continue to show yourself as the expert in areas, these people take notice. Mm-hmm. They take notice. I had a woman reach out to me in November from a women's expo in Texas, and she found me because she probably did her homework, women empowerment, whatever, and found me. So I want you to recognize that what Haley's saying is so important. Consistency is huge. People forget you. I'm so sorry, but people forget you unless you're continuously in front of their face, but not in an annoying, bother them way, in a professional, putting yourself out there as the expert way. Hugely different. Annoy them, they're not going to get back to you. But if you do it in a professional manner, my messages and the people that I connect with, I do in such a step-by-step process. People that I connected with last month on LinkedIn, and I'm starting to comment on their posts, are starting to recognize me, and now they're commenting on mine. And now it's time for me to send that message and say, hey, this is my information if you're ever looking for a speaker for your company. So I want you to recognize, even if it says red on there, because we know when they read them, don't worry about it. Let it go and just stay on top of your visibility piece. And this also goes on other social medias. Some of them are watching other social medias as well. But my experience with professional speaking has been LinkedIn is really the way to go.
Absolutely. And I mean, I think that just remembering that it's not like you send somebody a connection request, the second they accept it, you jump on them. because I've seen a lot of people
Such
do
a pet
that.
peeve of mine, Haley. It happens to me all the time. Someone friend requests, especially on Facebook, but it's happened on LinkedIn. They'll friend request me. Within 3 seconds, I get a message that has this message like this that's trying to sell me something. I have no idea who they are. They didn't build anything with me. I just feel like another number. And so that piece is almost like an unwritten courtesy, an unwritten professionalism.
Absolutely. And it's, building a relationship with people, connecting, maybe hopping on the phone, having a virtual coffee if you're not in the same location, and building a relationship. And then that's when the doors start to open. But it's not like an instant process that just happens overnight.
And the biggest thing that I want to share, and this word you can use over and over again, I'm giving you free reign. I do not have copywriting. I don't have copyrights over this word. Use the phrase benefiting you. There's something amazing when you send a message that said, here are the topics that I'm an expert in. Please let me know if I could benefit your organization, benefit your employees, benefit what you are looking for. There's something there that is so giving. And, maybe I'm a touchy-feely person, whatever, but I think that there's something so powerful in, and use a different word if you want to, whatever feels good for you. I come from a place of benefiting the company. I want to make sure if they're going to hire me for a group of, a group that I don't have any connection with and I can't help them, I will ask them, can you please let me know why you think I would benefit this group so I can learn more and say, wait, maybe that's my own assumption. But you want to definitely put out there, please let me know how my topics can benefit your organization. Or if they can benefit your organization, please let me know. I'd love to have a conversation with you. And I actually get on the phone with a lot of the potential speaking gigs. I put out there what a lot of people don't, which is I'm available to discuss the topics that I'm an expert in to see if it'll benefit your company. Please let me know if you have time to talk. Now, not everybody does, and that's okay. But not a lot of people offer that today. They don't offer to get on the phone. It's like an anomaly or something.
Right. It's almost like people are scared of getting on the phone and just connecting. And you don't know who they know.
Nope. I love connections. You know how I am. Haley and I have never met in person, but we've known each other now for a year. We feel like we know each other so well. We ask each other things. We reach out. We see how we can benefit each other. And I feel like I've had coffee with her in person, and we haven't even met in person yet. And we've probably been on at least 4 or 5 video calls or chats. And there's something magical about even jumping on a video call. So if I'm a people person, I will always offer to jump on a video call with somebody first. But if they don't feel comfortable or they don't have time, then I'll get on a regular phone call. But this gives us the opportunity to feel like we know each other. There's something about seeing each other that's huge. So definitely try. All they could say is, oh, well, thank you for the opportunity, but I don't have time. Or I'll reach out when I have more questions. You just add them to that spreadsheet. I keep a spreadsheet of every single contact, another secret or another point to make. Please, please, please keep a spreadsheet, because if they're not hiring for this July, now you have it written that they're going to start looking for speakers in September for July, and you remember to reach back out in September. And you don't want to lose those contacts because most of them stay the same for years. A lot of these organizations, expos, conferences, they keep putting this on every year and they need a speaker. So if you don't get chosen this year, send out an email that says, thank you so much for considering me. I really appreciate it. And then reach out the next time they're going to start. And typically they'll say to you, oh, we're looking for speakers. Please reach back out in July. They're not going to remember to reach back out to you. It's not as common because they've got 10 speakers to book.
Right.
Send that email. hi, you mentioned reach out in July. I'm reaching out to see if there's an opportunity. So stay in contact, keep track of your notes, and make sure that you keep that information for the next time it comes around.
Fabulous. Thank you so much. If somebody was looking to figure out and find you online, where would they go about finding you, Galit?
I'm everywhere online. You can also Google me at Galit Ventura Rozen. And Haley will have the spelling of my name, I'm sure. And so you can find me on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Twitter. I'm sorry, not on Twitter, on Instagram. You can also find me at my website, which is Galit Ventura Rozen, for any information associated with working with me regarding professional speaking.
Fabulous. And you have a free download that you're offering for our audience. Can you describe that, please?
I do. One of the fun things that I love to do, aside from helping speakers that want to become paid and professional, is I also teach how to sell from the stage. So some speakers talk just to get in clients, just to attract their ideal client. So I'm offering you the 5 musts for a promotional speaking engagement. And what it is, it's a PowerPoint about 30 minutes long that's actually going to take you through the steps and to make sure you have the items you need to be the most successful when you're selling from the stage or speaking to attract your ideal client.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. This has been an honor.
Thank you, Haley.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye.